Can't be staying up that late.
No, I am an old fogey. Hello and welcome to Play RP. I'm Oliver and I'm joined by Alex, Niall, and Lewis.
Hello.
Hello.
It's time for the PTR show, our bi-weekly discussion podcast. What have we been up to, fellas?
Watched the launch of the rocket last night. I watched that.
What is this rocket you keep talking about? I have no
Artemis
idea.
2.
Artemis 2. So it's a manned mission to the moon. They're not landing, they're orbiting. But yeah, first manned mission in 50 years. It went pretty well, apart from the cameraman who forgot to follow the rocket. Literally, it started launching, and then the camera just stayed stationary, and the rocket was gone, and he was like, "Oh shit, better pan up." And then it looked like he sneezed, and the camera went back down again.
How do you miss that? How do you miss a rocket launch?
I don't know. It's crazy. So we didn't have eyes on the rocket for ages because, of course, the cameras which were right next to the site got destroyed by the rocket. So we just didn't know what was going on because of this fella. But other than that, I had a jam sandwich for lunch. That was quite nice.
I had a jam sandwich for lunch. How strange.
I just love jam sandwiches.
Yeah.
But it was on 50-50, so it weren't as good as what it could have been.
You need a.
Why'd you get 50-50?
Because white wasn't in the shop. It was on the 50-50.
It's good.
You should have got the TikTok bread.
No, don't get the TikTok bread. It's poo. It's poo, boom, boom.
No, you've changed your tune on the bread now.
Yeah, no. So I had it. I had it at first. The first thing I did was a toasting. It was okay. It had a weird taste to it, but the texture was really pleasing. But then I had it for literally anything else, and it is dog shit. Like that weird taste becomes the main factor if you don't put cheese on it.
Right. Okay.
Jason sourdough we're talking about.
Yes, I was gonna say it's Jason sourdough. I like Jason sourdough. I had it with a tuna butty before.
It's because you're a TikTok kid.
Yeah,
that is why it has to be.
I can't. I mean, I can't deny it.
Now, can you access the jingles, please? Because my Stream Deck is showing me blank spaces for some reason.
Are you gonna write your name? Let's go with blank space, baby, and I'm gonna write your name. Taylor Swift.
Right,
Come on. What are we doing?
What have we been playing?
Boop, boop. What have we been playing?
That's what we're doing.
What have we been playing, fellas?
I'll go first, even though I shouldn't.
Go on. I've not been playing anything, so you might as well fill the space.
Can I go toilet or something?
Hey, I haven't been playing very much. I've just been playing demos, really. Probably the standout, though, is a one which you'll probably like, Oliver. It's called Retro Rewind Video Store Simulator.
You've been playing that?
I've played the demo, and it's the first demo in a while where it's made me go, I should probably buy this game, because it's only 16 quid. I played it for a few in-game days, and it genuinely made me feel like I was a video store owner selling videos to people. And so it's got the classic thing where everything is very tactile. Like everything's very manual. Like you start the day, you go to your computer, you order videos, they get delivered, you unpackage them, and you pick them up one by one and put them on the shelves. The cool thing is it's got like a tagging thing for movies. So if a movie is like a movie could be like horror, it could be old, and it could be like well received, and those will be like tagged on the video so you can see it when you hover over it whilst it's on the shelf. One cool thing is that when you put them on the shelves, depending on the concentration of the type of movies, the shelf updates with like a graphic for horror. So that's like the horror section. But also as well, customers can come in and instead of just picking up videos off the shelf and taking it to the till, they can ask you for a recommendation. And they're like, oh, I want a well-received drama. And so then you got to find it on the shelf. If it's not on the shelf, you got to check the back because you can't fit everything on the shelves. So you put stuff in the back. If it's not there, then you can order it and it can arrive straight away and you can give it to them, that sort of thing. And it genuinely made me feel like I was using my passion to make someone's day better. And also, like, you got leaflets on the side. If the store's quiet, you can go out into the street and hand out leaflets so people come into the shop. It's very Moorish, actually putting stuff through the till. You pick up videos, you scan them, they give you money. You have to give them exact change out of the till. There's no cards, it's just cash, like the good old days. And yeah, it's really good, honestly. I highly recommend.
That's it. I'm playing it. That's the second recommendation I've had of it. One thing I've heard that's really, really cool as well is if you have like movie files, it is a certain folder you can put in the you can put your movie files in and it will play in game on the monitors.
Oh,
So you can watch a movie while you're playing the game. That's just crazy.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
that
well,
is very
I'm definitely
cool.
going to play that. Alex, is that a Gorillas t-shirt you're wearing?
It is.
It is.
How much does that set you back?
30 quid.
Stand up, let me see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very nice. You can set
Very
that
nice.
back,
Very good.
cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that I played of note is a game called Dwarf Legacy, which maybe no one here would like, but if anybody was going to, it'd probably be Lewis or maybe even Oliver. So it's a precision platformer. Probably not you, maybe you. It's precision platformer. The fail state is very kind, Oliver, where the level to get through is very, very short. It's 2 hits and you die, so maybe a bit more forgiving than Celeste. The movement's very, very nice. One thing which I like about it more than Celeste is that it's completely dynamic in terms of where you aim to jump. It's not 8-directional, which I really struggled with Celeste. It's got a weird thing where you've got a gun, but you can only aim upwards because the idea is you are climbing a mountain and you are going upwards, and so enemies are above you, and you shoot. But if, like, for example, you dodge an enemy and then it's behind you, there's no way to shoot behind you. You have to like move yourself to get into that the right position. But the thing which I find, it feels really, really good to play, and it sort of motivates you to keep moving because, say for example, you're moving left on the screen and you want to jump up to a wall which is like, as you're moving left, is now behind you on the right. You might think, like, intuitively you'd stop, aim right, and then jump. But because the acceleration in the game is actually quite slow, even though it doesn't look like it at first, if you jump but after being stationary, you won't jump very high. So it encourages you to keep hold of the stick and like you kind of like whip around and jump onto stuff. So that's pretty cool. And it's got like a whole, like, you get like resources at the end of every tiny level and you take it to NPCs and they can upgrade you in different ways, which is nice as well. So if you're really struggling, then you can just replay levels, get resources, and upgrade yourself. I probably won't buy that one after the demo, but it did feel very nice. But maybe a solo dev as well. But yeah, definitely. If I was to recommend one thing out of this, it would be a Retro Rewind Video Store Simulator.
Dwarf Legacy does look pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's very, very well polished considering it's just one guy as well. Like it feels great.
I'll have to look into that, definitely.
So there we go.
Cool, Alex. What have you been playing?
I've not been playing much. I've been playing Sea of Stars still. I'm just making my way through that. I'm about halfway through. But I also played a little game called Alba, a wildlife adventure, which I recommend to all.
You've recommended to me for that for 2 years at least. If
yeah,
not
I know, because I played it like 2 years ago, and I played it for like an hour. But I played it on my Steam Deck, and then I just never went back to it. It's pretty good. You're a little girl and you go and visit your grandparents on an island, and the objective is to just take pictures of all the wildlife creatures, and you just explore the island. You just do like little tasks and stuff just to like make the island look better. And like the main like objective of the game is to prevent this really big hotel from being built, so you can keep like the aesthetic of the island to be like not like a tourist like trap spot. But yeah, it took me about 3 hours, and it was just a nice little game.
Sounds like you are playing as Oxford City District Council. Am I right? Because of that, Parsons Farm, Oliver. I thought you'd get that.
Yeah, sorry.
Because they want to protect they want to protect the town from Jeremy.
Oxford
City District Council. I'm pretty sure that's what it's referred to as in the old show.
Does he live in Oxford City?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
But yeah, no, it sounds like the Alba game is. It sounds like an Oliver game.
It does sound like I've just added it to my backlog then, so I don't forget about it.
Yeah, I know Oliver would like it, and I feel like you might like it, and like it's obviously not that long. It took me about 3 hours, but I did everything, so
I do like a shorty, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's why I like you and Les. Am I right? That's a Christmas joke.
Cotswolds District Council.
Cotswolds District Council. That's
It's in Oxfordshire though. So,
Yes.
West Oxfordshire District Council.
That's what it is. Yeah.
All right, cracking. Lewis, what have you been playing? Or more precisely, failing to play?
Yeah, but it's been really dead for me. I've been slowly making my way through Resident Evil 9. I am just going to finish it like tomorrow, as in like I'm just gonna play enough today that I'll just finish it tomorrow. Based on the fact that you said I'm about halfway through.
Yeah.
And I
We've
just
got
feel,
recorded proof now.
and I just feel like it just won't be that hard to do, and I just kind of want to get rid of it, not for any reason of like not enjoying it. I should have it done by now.
I think you've just got Resident Evil fatigue.
And it's just, yeah, and it's just I need to get it done and just stop being a fucking baby, because the game is very good. And I do actually enjoy my time with it. It's probably going to end up in my top 3 somewhere. But yeah, it's just been really dead. It's just been really bad. But I know Niall hasn't beaten it either.
It's not.
I have not.
And we can't review it as a whole or do anything with the Resident Evil series until we're all done with it. So maybe me beating it will encourage Niall to also beat it, and then we can get something going.
Yeah. Well,
instead of it just sitting there.
It's Apprentice comes out tonight, and then I've got to finish Love on the Spectrum, which should be done by Saturday, so maybe Sunday. I'm in the good half now.
He's now further than me.
Yes.
By a lot.
So. No. I think he's just ahead of you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I've been playing. It's bad. I want to start playing more stuff. I'm excited to play more stuff. That's just been sort of sitting there looking at me. And to be fair, it's been difficult because a ton of stuff has been coming out, like movie and TV show wise.
Yeah.
That's just kept all my attention recently. Again, nothing against Resident Evil 9. It's been great. It's just with the fatigue of playing all of them and just a bunch of other stuff happening, it's just sort of, I don't know, been sat at the back right now, and I need to pull it out and just get it done.
Just gotta pull it out.
That's a good tip for just the entirety of life. Just gotta pull it out.
Just gotta pull it out.
But yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Cool. Since we last spoke, the only game I've completed is Planet Lana 2. I did say I was playing it last time we recorded for PTR show. I finished it since. It's really good. It does improve upon the first one in every way. Wouldn't recommend it to not a single one of you. But it's really good. I gave it an 8 out of 10. But since then, I've started playing Mafia: The Old Country and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. So Mafia,
I already played Mafia.
I thought you already did The Old Country.
Yeah.
No. I played Mafia 1 and 2. I never played 3, and don't want to play 3 from what people say about it. It's just too long. But Mafia: The Old Country is a completely different kettle of fish altogether. It's incredibly linear compared to the other games, and it's a lot more cinematic. It's a lot more modern. Its reviews are really middling, and I don't know why, because it's good. It's a really good game. It's a really good story. It plays really well. The only thing that's a bit iffy is the car driving, but they're old cars, I guess, so you'd expect it to go quite slowly up hills and stuff like that. So I'll hopefully finish that this weekend, and I'm just playing through all the cups on Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's not alright. It's an alright racing game. It's not Mario Kart. It tries to be Mario Kart. It's basically like every single kart racer that comes out that isn't Mario Kart. It tries to be Mario Kart but deeper. Every single one tries to do the same thing, tries to add more to it, and all that ends up doing is it overcomplicates matters, and you end up not using most of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, for example, in Cross Worlds, you've got like a plate with 6 like holes on it, essentially, that you can fill with like little boosts and little like stat changes. And you open up more holes as you go, and you can add to it, but you just end up just skipping straight over it because it's mad boring. Played Minecraft Steve though. Oh, that was fun.
Oh
yeah, and again, it's like Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart, you tend to remember all the courses. Not with Mario Kart World, obviously, but in like older ones, you remember all the courses. Again, with Sonic, you just don't. The gimmick is the reason it's called Cross Worlds is because at the end of the first lap, essentially, whoever's in first decides which portal to go through, and you end up on another track, like a completely different track in another world. and you do that for a lap, and then you go back to the original track. It's very, it's strange. It's a bit, it reminds me a bit of the newest Ratchet and Clank game.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, and you just go through portals and you just end up in another world. But yeah, so I'm just going to go through all the. I can't see that one scoring particularly high for me, but it's I'll probably play through all the rest of the cups on that this weekend as well.
I don't know. My issue with kart races is just, and I've always felt this, they just never feel as good as Mario Kart. They're just never as tight as Mario Kart is, and every other kart racer I've ever tried to play just feels incredibly floaty in comparison. And I assume some people like that, but I don't know. I've always liked the weight in Mario Kart, like feeling like there's actual like weight when you're turning corners and stuff. Whereas whenever I played Sonic All Stars Racing, that was always really floaty to me.
Crash Team Racing's alright, the remake. The only issue with that game is that the rubber banding is extremely obvious. Like, you can see it happening in real time.
It is bad in that, yeah. I also think the skill ceiling for Crash Team Racing is incredibly high.
Yeah.
Like, that game is well more, like, actual, like, skill dependent than a Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah. Which is good or bad depending on
yeah, depending on what you want, yeah.
But yeah, that's it for what I've been playing. Should we move on to the news, Niall?
Out with the olds. 1 second. I'll do it in real time.
Out with the olds, in with the news. It's news time.
What have we got for me, fellas?
All right, I'll start us off. So, in a big win for democracy, the U.S. Patent Office has revoked Nintendo's character summoning patent. So they were trying to own being able to summon a secondary character which wasn't the player character as a mechanic.
Jesus, so many fighting games would fall apart if they would got away with that.
Yeah, so it was in an attempt to sue Palworld because they probably realized that they couldn't sue Palworld, but so we're trying to change the laws via the patent in order to do that. And yeah, it was rejected. So a big win for everyone, apart from Nintendo, which we like here. So that's good.
Yeah, maybe they should just let people have creative freedom, I guess. Would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to their realization that their games aren't actually that good. So if they let people do what they're doing, then very quickly there'll just be better games than theirs out there, which is already the case. There's loads of monster collectors and creature collectors.
Yeah, have any of these patents that Nintendo keep dropping actually like worked out for them? Like, have any of them actually gone through?
Well,
I feel like they keep trying to do stuff and it just keeps blowing back in the face or blowing up in the face. Sorry.
There's some more specific patents which they have like filed and it is successful and it's something that you have to be aware of if you're making a monster collecting game. So they have a very specific patent on the way a ball-like thing will look when catching a Pokemon, catching a monster. So you are not allowed to have it twitch 3 times and it to then secure the monster. You're not. I think it extends even further to the way that the thing that you are catching the monster in cannot look. That the way it looks cannot indicate whether it's going to be successful or not during the catch.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's stuff like that which is more visual. But I don't think regarding any actual like design stuff that they have successfully done. So yeah, it's just a bit silly, really.
They've always
it
done
is,
that,
though.
though. They've always
Yeah,
done that since the 80s.
I just don't like that any company can copyright something like that or patent something like that. I think it's dumb. I get like obviously trying to stop people from copying your video game. Like, I understand that is like a big issue in itself, but I'm sure you can go after those games specifically if they really infringe on your property. But completely like saying to people you can't have a mechanic even remotely similar to this, I just think it's dumb. I just think it's insane. I don't know why it's even allowed.
Yeah,
Wasn't it, I suppose.
it is. I mean, it's sort of similar to, and it's one that's stood like ever since it was filed. The patent from who makes Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War?
Oh yeah, the Oh, it's like Nemesis. Is it the Nemesis?
This is
It's a
Nemesis
Nemesis
system.
system. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who makes it, but yeah, they filed
Warner
the
Brothers, I
patent.
think.
Yeah, filed the patent for the Nemesis system, and yeah, no game can use a system where enemies appear to remember who you are, and it's a combination of that plus the hierarchy system, which they
Which is
present.
wild. People grieve over that. Like,
Yeah.
we'll never see that again.
Yeah, and considering they're not going to do another Shadow game,
No.
so
It was a
Yeah.
really good system, though. It was. When playing those games, it genuinely felt amazing. So it is sad that that mechanic is just dead with the company. It's Monolith Productions, by the way.
Yeah.
nah. Well, there we go. But yeah, speaking of silly stuff, another news story which come out. That one was from this week in videogames.com, and so is this next one as well. The headline reads: New Mind's Eye content will feature evidence of alleged sabotage, says Barb CEO, which is Build a Rocket Boy. So Build a Rocket Boy, the developers which made Mind's Eye, which is the game which was one of the, if not the worst reviewed games of 2025. Plus, I mean, the person in this interview, the CEO, refutes this claim, but it was also the most refunded game in 2025 as well. So, from what it sounds like from this article, is that in the next update for Mind's Eye, the content will actually serve as some sort of evidence of this alleged sabotage, which he's referring to. And what this alleged sabotage is that he believes that so stuff like reports of Xbox having a refund rate of 2.2% and PlayStation having a refund rate of 3.3% are what he refers to as criminal activity and espionage from people outside of the company who are claiming these things. And he also states that the criminal activity and espionage are in part to blame for the bad reviews of the game and therefore the bad sales. So he's doubled down on the claims. He said this when the game launched. He doubled down on the claims that it wasn't entirely the game's fault and therefore his fault that the game did badly. There's one quote here that says, so he acknowledged that the poor technical state of Mind's Eye and the bugs players suffered initially were the studio's responsibility, but said some people had their hands on the scale and deliberately tried to shape a negative narrative around the product so it didn't get a fair chance. It didn't get to find its community. It didn't get a chance to be iterated on, as would be typical with these things. And yeah, a future update for Mind's Eye will add multiplayer support and a new mission called Blacklist. We're also using that to share some of the evidence of the sabotage with the community. So it sounds like this mission, Blacklist, is going to provide that evidence to people.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's just the ramblings of a madman, isn't it?
It seems to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is something to do with a guilty conscience as well, considering when the game launched, there were 800 people build a Rocket Boy, and now there's currently 240. So that's a lot of people's
That's
mortgages,
so sad.
which have been affected by terrible decisions, and he refuses to take accountability for it. Or this mission, Blacklist, is actually going to reveal some mad shit which could be true.
Yeah, but does anyone care at this point?
Imagine, like, what if it was the case that who were the biggest people saying that Mind's Eye was terrible? I mean, I know that who was it? Game Ranks, Skill Up, all these people. IGN probably. IGN probably gave it a 6, which means that it's the worst game ever. Said this, but maybe they were all together, like huddling around in a dark room, saying we should take down this game, and there's going to be footage of that in the game.
But why? To what end?
I don't know. Obviously, it's bullshit, but like,
they gave it a 4 out of 10 IGN did, by the way.
oh damn,
That's crazy for IGN to do
that's
that.
like a -5.
Yeah.
Like, so what? Why? Like, he's saying a lot of things, but is he at any point said why he thinks people are doing this?
Well, when it came out, he was saying like some outrageous shit. When it came out, he was saying it was the consumer's fault because they were following trends on social media. Because YouTubers said it was bad, so they were just copying what they were saying and actively trying to ruin the game on purpose as like a social media thing, like a stunt, I guess.
It's
Um,
similar to what happened with High Guard, except like the quality scale of High Guard and
Yeah.
MINDSEYE are not even comparable. So like
No.
it makes a bit more sense with High Guard because I don't think High Guard deserved the hate that it got. MINDSEYE definitely did though. So
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
I was bad through and through. I watched multiple reviews and gameplay things on that game just to see what it was about, and nothing I ever saw of it looked remotely polished or fleshed out or even interesting. And it was also just really broken. It was
Yeah.
really buggy. And the more people obviously kept saying it wasn't good, the more that guy just kept piling on and saying it was everyone else's fault. There was no point, or at least I don't think there's ever been a point where he's ever openly stated that, yeah, maybe we did something wrong here. It's always, it was someone else. It's everyone else who's wrong and I'm right. And that's just not a good look for any company, really.
No.
But
like,
especially when
yeah.
your game does that poorly, yeah, it's just not a good look at all.
It just sounds like a more extreme version of what was it Randy Pitchford were doing last year with Borderlands.
Yes.
When he was
Yeah,
saying,
'cause
it was,
the
saying
Randy
it was
Pitchford,
the consumer's fault, and it's just like it's not.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
think. Yeah, he was really bad with that at the start, and then I think he started coming around ever so slightly
Yeah.
and being like, yeah, there's things we can patch, there's things we can fix. But yeah, he was very adamant at the start that it was just everyone else's computer settings were wrong, and it was perfectly fine. I don't get why people do that, because up until that point as well, that really like tanked Randy Pitchford's image.
Yeah.
Because people actually liked him quite a lot, and then he started doing that, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, that wasn't cool, dude. That was that just wasn't it."
One of his initial claims, Mark Gearhard, who's the CEO we're talking about for Build a Rocket Boy, was that negative reactions were being purchased or issued by bot farms. And when asked for this directly, like someone asked him in Discord, do you think that all the people who reacted negatively were financed by someone? And he replied, 100%. Doesn't take too much to guess who. Who?
Say it. I mean, if you're gonna be this crazy, you might as well just go all in and start naming
that's
names.
The thing. It's either he's the most delusional man in the world, or he does have secrets of the industry and he's about to reveal it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember as well. Carnage, Twitch streamer, was about to go live with a sponsored stream for
and it got
MINDSEYE.
revoked.
Yeah, and as he booted up the game, and as he was about to start playing, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's got cancelled," and they had to close the game.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Well, keep tuned in on PTR. We'll let you know if anything does come of it. I suppose. I can't imagine anything is going to come of it at all.
It makes me want to buy the game to play this mission. I want to see what's going to happen.
See it in real time.
Yeah.
All right, shall we do the price hikes?
Yes.
Has anyone got actual numbers in front of them?
I've got some numbers.
You got some numbers. All right. Hit me with some.
I wouldn't mind a visual. Can someone send one if you've got?
I've got a chart here, which I think is semi accurate.
I'll remember if I see it. I'll remember it, like if it's true or not, because I just don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm sharing my screen currently.
Oh right, sorry, one second.
So this is from the BBC that I've got. So they don't show the original prices, sadly, but they say that the changes will see the recommended retail price of the PS5 go to $569.99 in the UK, which is a 19% increase. Digital edition will now cost $519, which is a 21% increase, and the PS5 Pro will now be $789.99, which is a 13% increase. And also the Portal will go up by 20 quid as well to 220. But you can still get the Portal pretty cheap places, I think. So overall,
bizarre,
roughly, across all SKUs, that's say on average, let's just say a 20% increase on average across everything.
Yeah. So if you look at the graphic that I've put on the stream, so you can see the trends that went over the years is that the long and short of it is prices are supposed to go down. They are supposed to go down. That's the way it's always been, and that's still just the way that depreciating things happen. As things get older, the price goes down. But now it seems the price is higher than it was when the actual console launched in the first place, which means that we all own appreciating assets, and our consoles are now worth more than they were when we bought them.
Yeah, that's truly like that's like an
mad.
insane feat, like genuinely.
It's
Just
not,
like you
they're
said-
not fucking antiques. These are fucking electronics that everyone has. It is wild
Yes.
that they are worth more.
No, there's I was gonna say this is a scenario we won't see ever again, but honestly, moving forward, this just might be the norm. I
Yeah.
guess this just
Yeah.
might be what happens.
Even if like prices of like materials and RAM go down and stuff like that, the thing is they've got away with it once. They've got
Well-
if people still buy PS5, they've got away with it once.
Well, I'm on the stance that, like, I do understand that the rise in price of like materials, like you said, such as RAM, GPUs, all of that, they definitely have gone up. But what I think is happening is Sony, for example, here are just going, let's see what happens, and then if it all goes smoothly, goes fine, they'll just stick with it. I think they could get away with keeping it the price it is currently at, and it would not be hurting them. I just think they've seen an opportunity to, because everyone else is doing it, because it's a common thing to raise the prices right now. They've just taken advantage of that, and they're just seeing how much more money they can actually make.
I fundamentally disagree.
Quite the accusation, that,
Really?
Lewis.
It
No,
is.
I believe that's what it is. I feel like a lot of tech companies are doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, the reason why it's going up is because something which wasn't a appreciating asset or appreciating resource, which is the stuff to make RAM and therefore the RAM itself, is now one that is appreciating because of the demand and the supply. The demand is higher than the supply, which probably hasn't been the case before, or like the capacity for supply anyway. So that's a massive issue, and I think that consoles have never been, or it's not even in Sony's best interest or any company's best interest for consoles to be a moneymaker, to have good margins. I think that, I mean, if you use any sort of matrix, the lower the price of something, the more units you will shift. Like regardless of whether or not you make more money, the more units you will shift, which is the game which console manufacturers are playing. They're playing the units game, not the margins on the consoles game, because they make the vast majority of the money, like probably like 95% of the money, if I had to guess, from the PlayStation Store. So they need as many bodies, as many eyes on it as possible. Literally, them upping it, it'll be like what 20%, is not something which the cost of the player base being reduced in terms of like new acquisitions, it's a loss to them. They are just trying not to lose money on their asset, on their product. That's why I see it as. I think that whatever margin they're making now, if they can make that same margin on the next console, if prices of resources go down for less money, they will do that.
I just disagree because I just think it's been shown several times. People will complain about this stuff, but the sales won't stop. They've raised the prices and people are going to be furious about it now and they're going to complain about it now. But I guarantee their sales are going to be the exact same as they have been for the past however many years. It's not going to stop people. It's not going to prevent people from buying it. And as a result, I cannot see them in the future being like, yeah, let's sell this for less when they know very well they can sell it for this price and just keep it that way. I'd be surprised to see them change it and at some point be like, we're lowering the price again to get sort of like a good faith thing going with customers. But any company, if they see they can sell something for a certain price and get away with it, they're going to keep doing it regardless of the situation surrounding it in regards to like pricing of like certain materials and whatever. I don't think they care enough about the customers to try and give them a good deal, as opposed to just the sales are clearly the same, the sales are clearly fine. Let's just roll with it and carry on.
I mean, I don't know if the graph supports that. If I was to be a Poindexter about this, so we know that the PS3 did the worst out of all of Sony's consoles. That started out the highest price. this graph does not show at any point in history apart from 2025 the prices going up for Sony. So they don't necessarily, and nor do we, have the evidence that sales over the long term will not be significantly affected. Especially, and this is the thing, like we're talking about an ongoing console right now where maybe there's some evidence. There is no evidence for a new console. So we cannot say for certain.
No, we can't say for certain.
No, we can't say for certain. No, I'm just basing it
No.
off current trends and the current climate we're in, which is kind of unprecedented. And if you look at any other company, disregarding consoles, even if we're talking just subscription services and in-game currencies and just anything of the sort, you're seeing them rise and rise when there is complete and utterly no reason to be doing so. They're doing it because they can. And people will pay it because whatever service is being provided, they know people want it. They know people are going to buy it. I do think it gets to a point. I do feel like, especially like with subscriptions and stuff, it gets to a point where it's going to get so high that people really will just be like, no, I can't. I physically can't do this. But with the way things are currently, I feel like companies are taking their opportunity to just dive in and just see what they can get out of it. Whether or not it will change in the future, I'm not saying it won't go down. But I definitely feel like companies are taking advantage right now and just seeing what they can get away with.
As American Truck Songs 9 there says, he provided this graphic on Twitter. It's turning it into a luxury. It is turning it into a luxury. There will be a breaking point where, and it genuinely could cause a crash in the market again. There's not been one for a long time. It could cause a crash in the market. But to play devil's advocate here, like so, what Lewis was saying, that's like Niall says, there's no evidence. There's no evidence to support what Lewis is saying there.
No.
But they've never took this kind of risk before. No company has taken this kind of risk and raised their prices before.
They might never have had to.
Well, exactly. I'm not on anyone's side here at all. I play devil advocate for both. There's no evidence. I'm sitting right on that fence. There's no evidence, but the thing is, they have gotten away with it before. They have proven they can get away with it. So they could very easily do it again. Remember, they do not give a fuck about consumers. Not really.
I also don't think you realize how weird consumers have gotten in regards to the products that people are selling. I constantly, for GTA 6, seeing people say they should charge 100 for this, I would pay it because it's going to be this good and I love it and blah, blah, blah. I honestly feel like consumers at this point are either kind of brainwashed or they're just kind of deluded in what things are actually worth. And people will just get things because it's the thing that they like. And they're not necessarily bothered about how much it's going to cost them.
That's the thing. I can't. It's difficult because like consoles are so specific. Like there's such a specific thing that, for example, with games, like it's obvious that games should cost more. Like that's a game should cost more for the amount of time.
Yeah, for the amount of
effort they put in. Like right, yesterday you went to see Mario movie plus Grubfellas. What did that set you back?
20 quid, yeah.
Yeah,
20 quid for what? Like 2.5 hours for a movie plus your tummy feels good. Well, it actually feels bad.
Did not feel good.
Yeah. So 2.5 hours. Yeah, then like you've got like a Crimson Desert, which is a box price, what is it, like 50 quid? I'm on it right now for some reason.
I actually don't know. Yeah, how much was Crimson Desert?
54.99. Like it's like an 80-hour game. Like people say it's got it's like the next Witcher 3 in terms of level of content. It's just fucking weird to play, so people are bouncing off it, and you know, like it's not comparable. So like that it might just be people using logic, and also it's probably just GTA 6 fanboys who are ready to spend a shit ton of money in the GTA marketplace anyway, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to spend $1,000 on this game anyway, so why not just increase it by 10 quid? But yeah, I don't know, because like that's the thing as well. Like to think about it, I feel like consumers generally, like the everyday person, like would realize that there's not going to be a big bump in. We're not hit the ceiling of this current generation. We're probably not going to before the PS6 comes out.
No.
Like when you got the 360, when you went from the 360 to Xbox One, there was a reason to do that. With the PS6, there's going to be less of a reason for people to buy consoles, and I don't. It's difficult because on one hand you could say that's not even that much of a problem for Sony. All they care about is that people are in the ecosystem because that's where they made the money. So it's like, yeah, we'll charge $1,000 for the PS6 because you've already got a PS5, and so we're going to make money from you anyway. That is one way to look at it. if anything, that is actually a good point that I've raised for your side of the argument. But on the other side, I just think that it's like the thing that we can agree on is they want as much money as possible.
Yep.
Yes.
I just think that the way to get them as much money as possible at a point will not be raising the price.
I mean, do you know what was a good way for them to make money like right now is raising the price? I've seen so many people go out and buy a PS5 Pro because it's cheaper now than it will be in a couple of weeks.
That is true. You currently are sitting on an appreciating asset for yourself.
nearly worth
Yeah,
a
I know,
grand
yeah,
now.
yeah. This thing must be worth a decent chunk now. Hopefully it doesn't break in case I ever want to get rid of it. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is kind of insane. Like I said, this is unprecedented. We've never seen this before. We've never been in this bad of a state, at least like economy wise and technology wise. But I'm happy that I've got mine. I did say this to Alex. We better all hope and pray that these things last, because if they break at any point, I think it's just if my PS5 breaks, it's just done.
I'm not getting another one,
I
no.
can't justify buying another one, especially 6 years into the life cycle of it. Like it's just not something I can do, which is sad because if you look at the graph and like every other year or every other generation, it's like almost like $200 less about this deep into it. But somehow we've gone $20 up.
Remember,
so.
this is all it's all kind of like lined up with inflation.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
But that this would be too much this deep into a life cycle of a console to think about like buying a new one if it ever broke or got damaged. So that is a bit sad. Hopefully they're built to last, so it should be fine. But just the idea of that is a bit of a worry, and it does suck. But I mean, it's also the same with like any tech right now. I've said this about my PC as well. If anything in my PC dies, we're in a bit of a shitty situation. So yeah, I do hope things sort of fix themselves soon. We're already seeing the AI bubble crash a bit with the whole Sora AI thing just completely exploding the other day.
Yeah.
So I do hope that we see things drop a bit and things sort of returning to normal a bit, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
While we're on the subject, we're not really on the subject. I was on the subject a while ago. Lewis, you're a tech bro, aren't you? What do you know about Cam 2 memory? Is that going to be cheaper or is it the same kind of shit?
I can't say I know much about it, like at all. I wish I did.
All I know about it is it fits in the motherboard differently. So like new motherboards when they
Is
eventually
it that the new like standardized like memory
it's
thing?
essentially DDR6.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And it's going to go flat on the motherboard.
I don't know too much about it. I just know that it's meant to be really fast, but it's really like form factor, so it fits in pretty much anything. It's really small. Yeah. I can't imagine it would be cheap.
No, probably
I can't
not.
see a world where it would be cheaper than current DDR5. Especially with, like I said, the whole idea of it being really small and form factor and it can fit in anything. If anything, I feel like that would make it more of a luxury.
Yeah.
Because companies are going to want it to make their tiny products more powerful. But
it looks interesting. And not having to deal with DIMM slots anymore would be nice.
Yeah, I guess that's all just dependent on literally what the state of like current RAM and stuff is. If that changes, then maybe it will be worth it, or maybe it'll change. But as long as the AI stuff exists, we're in a bit of a mess right now.
It's going to be a while anyway before we move on to it, I think, because of the current market situation. Right, shall we move on to Big Cheese, fellas?
Give it a go.
Is it up to me as well?
I've got no buttons.
You don't have the buttons.
It's the big cheese, Gromit.
It's big cheese, Gromit.
All right, so me, Alex, and Lewis went to watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie last night. It's not a review. We're just going to give our thoughts on it, I guess, aren't we? I think my argument's going to be more well-rounded than you two, so you two can go first.
Right. Okay. So the Mario movie for me was kind of garbage. I won't deny it. My main, or at least my most optimistic take on the film was that it does look nice. And I suppose if you're someone that really gets off on the idea of references, there's a lot of them. Like there is definitely a lot of them. I would argue too many in too quick of a succession personally. But in terms of like any sort of story or having any sort of like value in the dialogue or character motivations or just anything that's happening on screen is pretty much non-existent. I don't like the idea, because I've basically seen like a big 50-50 split There's the part of the community that says if you shut your brain off and simply don't care and just enjoy, and this is the term I keep hearing, is the jingling keys in front of your face. If you turn your brain off and look at it from that perspective, the film is really great and really enjoyable. And then the other half of the community is like, that truly was a terrible movie. It was awful. It was bad. And they're coming at it from the perspective of a movie. I see a lot of people arguing that it shouldn't be consumed or reviewed as a movie, which I think is a really stupid take because
That
it's
is
a movie.
stupid take.
It's not a video game. It's not a TV show. It's not a 3-minute YouTube short. It's not a YouTube video. It's a movie. So it should be able to be broken down into. Sorry, it should be able to be broken down into a review. The way every other movie is broken down. People have been saying critics are wrong and they shouldn't be saying what they're saying, which I think is their job. But it's their job to review a movie as a movie. This is good about it. This is bad. This is what it does well. This is what it does wrong. People saying reviewers and critics are wrong, I think, is just a really stupid take. And I feel like saying the only way to enjoy the film is to basically not care that you're watching a movie is also incredibly dumb. Because their argument is that Mario games don't have a story, so the movie shouldn't have a story. A game has gameplay. The story can be bad in a platformer because in that 15 hours of game, oh sorry, let's say the 13 hours of game, out of the 15 hours that it totally is, like getting rid of cutscenes, getting rid of dialogue, you're doing something. You're adding something to the game yourself by playing it. A movie, you sit down, you have to look at it, you can listen to it, you can watch it, you can maybe think about what's coming next. That's all you can do. If the movie doesn't, I guess, value any of that, you're just watching a screen sort of throw colors at you. You throw colors, throw noise, throw all these things at you that don't really have any sort of cohesion to it. And I just think the whole thing's dumb. Just the argument of this can only be enjoyed if you're coming at it from the aspect of trying not to think too hard about it. It's a movie. If I'm watching a movie, I want to be, I guess, interested. I want to be engaged. I want a reason to be consuming the content that I'm consuming. And for that reason, I just don't like it because I think as a movie, it fails in a lot of aspects. The story is non-existent. There is no motivation, or there's barely any motivations as to why characters are doing what they want to do. And anytime something happens to move the plot forward, it's purely by chance. It isn't by the characters achieving anything or setting out to achieve anything. They quite literally stumble forward and end up where they need to be. And it's all just really poorly done. And I think it's sort of a discredit to the writers and stuff, being like, yeah, you should enjoy this movie, just turn your brain off and not give a shit about any of the writing or any of the characters, because there are people who have really high stakes in Nintendo, in Illumination, who really love these characters. And I feel like it's a disservice to be like, yeah, we know their writing's going to be garbage, or we know they don't care about their property enough to give us an engaging story. And I think that's really weird. I think it's really bizarre. And yeah, I just other than outside the references and some of the music, I think the film fails mostly at just being even kind of enjoyable. It's just it's just a bit dead, personally.
Okie doke. Alex, anything to add?
Yeah. So I'm pretty much like on a similar thing with Lewis. There was an interview that I actually saw from the guy from TED who plays John. I can't remember his name, but he's like a big like video game fanatic. And people ask him like, "Oh, would you play this person in this film?" And then he goes on to talk about how back in the day we used to have films that were made into games, and they weren't done as well.
Yeah.
But nowadays we've got games that are being made into TV shows and films, and they're not doing it as well because they're not capturing the main aspect of what the game was trying to like tell. Like with like an example like The Last of Us, like they didn't like it's not as good as the game, people would say. Like I think that this is another example of one of those things where it just doesn't hit as hard as a game would. Like, I know Lewis didn't particularly like the Mario Galaxy game, but I think he would prefer to play that over watching this film, which I know he probably would.
Yeah, but I still enjoy. Let's not get it twisted. I enjoyed Mario Galaxy. It wasn't as good as I remembered it being when I was a kid. When I was
No,
a kid,
I know.
We would have given it like a 10. It's just on replay. I think I gave it like a 7.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, I'm saying that the game is a much better experience than this film because they can't capture the essence of it.
No, they can't.
But yeah, just like talking about the film though, there's many instances where it's literally like 5 minutes of plot, and then the plot does not matter anymore. They're on to the next thing. 5 minutes of plot, they're on to the next thing, and it's literally you could cut out about 40 minutes of this film, and it would still play the exact same. Like there's a part where they go on the dinosaur planet. Like you could cut that entire part of the film, and it just would not matter. And also them ruining Star Fox as well. But they had like 3 extra days to not spoil it. That would have been a cool surprise to have in the film, but they just ruined it. But yeah, he had more screen time than like Rosalina. He had more screen time than like Bowser.
Well, Star Fox did.
Yeah,
He
Yeah,
did
it was in it for a while.
Yeah.
What did Star Fox do?
He'd flown them.
Not to get into spoilers because it's meant to be spoilers,
Yeah.
but he helps them fly somewhere,
Yeah,
basically.
Was he cool?
It was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
he was actually quite cool, like with the references and stuff. But he's not a Mario character.
Are you excited for the Star Fox spin-off?
It's probably a tease, maybe. I don't know. They did some cool thing with him.
Will you line up for it day one?
No.
Oh,
No.
damn.
No, I'm not a huge Star Fox head.
Damn.
This new game this year might change that.
Maybe.
That's true.
Maybe. I've only played Star Fox 64, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I was quite bored for a lot of the film, so it wasn't really like a major thing for me. I think I prefer the Sonic films, to be honest, which is weird because I hate the Sonic games. I like the Sonic films.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Right, Oliver, what do you think?
What do I think? Right, so I've got a couple of things I need to preface here. So I am a very, very big Mario fan. A very big Mario. My first ever video game, way back 30 years ago, was a Mario game. It was the first Super Mario Bros. So Mario's my boy. He's always been my boy. And I also want to preface by saying I don't disagree with anything that Lewis or Alex has said. I do not disagree with that. But saying that, I'm going to try and be more objective. So I'm reading from notes there because I had to get it all out of my head last night. I had to scoop it out because I wouldn't be able to sleep otherwise. Right. So subjectively, I liked the movie. I liked it. Mario's my boy. Probably most of the franchise this film is aimed at. If this film was aimed at any adult, it was aimed at people like me. All right. But this film was clearly aimed at the new generation of kids, the kids who have learned the art of doom scrolling. It goes from action sequence to action sequence. It's a funny moment to reference. It's constantly moving. It's been said that it's the YouTube shorts of movies. I believe, Lewis, you said that to me yesterday. And
yes,
that makes sense because so much happens so fast and it could probably be broken down into minute chunks and make as much sense.
No, yes, 100%. You don't need context for any of the scenes.
So we're going to look at this from a few different points of view here. So looking at it from a kid's point of view, now remember, if you go up to a toddler and jangle some keys in the face, they're going to be fucking delighted. Right?
Yes.
So trying to look at it as a kid, it's great. It's bright, it's colourful, it's very well animated and voiced, and at no single point does it not have your attention. At no point did I look away from that screen and think, oh God, what time is it? You know what I mean? Trying to look at it from a business point of view, it's fucking genius. It's absolutely genius. Kids are going to love it, so I can only imagine it's going to do incredibly well at the box office, and it's extremely merchandise friendly. There are so many little creatures in that game that kids are going to love. Like genuinely, when we passed a Yoshi popcorn bucket on the way to the screen yesterday, it was 20 quid. I did think about buying it. You know what I mean? I wanted that little Yoshi guy. So, but trying to look at it from an adaptation point of view, this does fly slightly in the face of what Lewis was saying. it works well. There is a story in this movie, right? Everyone says there is a story. It's just not a very long one or detailed one. And again, that matches with the games. It does match with the games, but that's looking at purely from an adaptation point of view, Lewis. Before you start arguing with me, not from a movie point of view.
Yeah, Lewis.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, it's fine. No, again, I'm willing to hear people's opinions. People aren't wrong for enjoying it.
Yeah.
I've got things to say when you're done talking.
Right.
But yeah.
So we've looked at it three ways. We've looked at it from a kid's point of view. We've looked at it from a marketing point of view. So I would look now. We've got to look at it from an adult point of view, from adult Mario fan point of view. So here's where it falls apart. So there's so many references in this movie. Every frame is crammed with them, where they come and go so fast, you can't even see them all. Like there was a point as we were walking back from the cinema to the car yesterday where Alex mentioned something. Neither me or Lewis had even seen it. We genuinely didn't even clock it. I feel like fan service is important in a film like this. I'm a fan. I like to be serviced. But it's just they've completely blown the load on this movie, like completely all over the fucking place. I feel like they've used way more than they needed to. They did not need to do that at all. If they want things like to keep things for other games going forward, they should have probably just done a slightly more conservative. I get why they did it, because parents are going to be bringing the kids to this, and they're also going to want something to go, oh shit, I remember that, stuff like that, and it's just part of the charm of the film, I guess.
But they've blown their load so much that I think it genuinely may impact any sort of future movies or just productions, because they use too much in this one movie. They're bringing it back again for another film doesn't make sense, or it will be overused. It was very odd.
Exactly, like just talk about like power ups. They use like maybe 10 power ups in this game.
Yeah,
like
they just
pull
kept throwing
all
them,
of them, and they used them all once. It's like you saw them, you barely got an explanation as to what they did, and then they just moved on from it. But going back to it being like a YouTube Shorts movie, like I liked it because if I watched 90 minutes of YouTube Shorts, I'd probably walk away satisfied. You know what I mean? But if I watched the same shorts over 90 minutes again, I'd come back to what the fuck was that? My point is, there is no way we're going to rewatch this at all. Not without, like, there's nothing to gain from rewatching it. And I feel like, as Alex has already mentioned, the marketing really let this game down. There's some cool stuff. There's cool surprises in this. Like a lot of the references just got spoiled straight away. Like Star Fox, obviously, that was the big one. But stuff like Pikmin being in it, that would have been cool to go, oh look, Pikmin's in it, or Rob being in it. But that was all spoiled beforehand for like no reason. I don't understand what that was for, because adult Mario fans are going to go watch it. They don't need motivation to do so. Kids are going to look at that marketing stuff and not know what these things are. So why? Like, what was the point in that? I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that meeting that decided that, because I don't understand it. Ultimately, I feel the vision here was to make an effective kids movie, but chuck a fuckload of references in there for adults, and in that vein, I think it succeeds. I think exactly what they set out to do with this movie has been succeeded. It's going to do well. The way I've put it here, and I was tired when I wrote this, it's like thinking that my opinion matters on a 2-hour documentary on geological surveys.
Right. Okay.
That survey wasn't written. It wasn't filmed for me. You know, that documentary wasn't filmed for me at all. Everyone can have their opinion on anything, but at the end of the day, this is made by Illumination. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not supposed to be an amazing thing. It's not supposed to be amazing for people of our age. No. It's good that we can watch it, that we got reference. But the thing is, the main audience of this film is going to love it. They are going to love it, and at the end of the day, Nintendo is going to be happy with that. They do not give a fuck if what the critics are saying on this at all. They do not.
No, like
care.
I'm pretty sure it said the film's opening weekend is already set to make like 40 mil or something, 50 mil.
Nintendo are walking away happy. They have cracked the formula for the Mario movies. They've cracked it, and they're not going to change it at all. They're not going to follow what Sonic are doing. Sonic are taking a different route, the more moral route, I guess. But Nintendo are doing exactly what YouTube Shorts and Reels and TikToks do, and it's just sucking like just like just basically everyone's attention, and
Yeah.
getting that money. And yeah, so that's my thoughts. Now I need to get all of that out. Thank you.
No, I agree with a lot of what you were saying. I feel like if you're looking at it from like specific point of views of like the market that it's trying to cater to, I feel like the opinions are definitely varying, and what it succeeds at definitely depends on how you're looking at it. My main issue is just the acceptance from people that you can go into things openly knowing that, oh yeah, I know the people who worked on this project kind of didn't care, so therefore it's fine to go into it and say to everyone, you don't have to take this seriously because you know it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do I need to know that though? Why does a film release and before it comes out, the consumer should be aware, you know, this company isn't going to write it very well. It's going to be kind of shit. If you go into it thinking it's shit, you're going to enjoy it more. I think that's a very silly take, and it's for one reason in particular, in that I don't, just because something is for a child's IP or whatever doesn't mean it doesn't have to have some sort of passion and love behind the way it's written or the story that it tries to tell. One film that I think does this really well, and it's based on a franchise that doesn't have a story whatsoever, was the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is incredibly well written. Like, I'm talking like the actual dialogue in that film is really, really good. It tells a really heartwarming story. And the message that it's trying to get across in the film, I think, comes across really well. And everything about that film is incredibly well crafted. And Lego doesn't have a story at all. You could argue it has limited stories, I guess, because it's Lego and they have literally IPs and like literally every single property in the world. But that movie was a kids movie. It was made for kids. It was a children's movie at heart. You can still watch that movie as an adult, and it's a great time. You can rewatch that movie and still get references that you maybe didn't see the first time that you genuinely appreciate. I think that does the whole jingling keys in your face a lot better because it's not
Soulless.
intense, I guess. Yeah, it's not there for the sake of pointing your finger and going, oh, it's that thing that I know. Do I care about the thing that I'm pointing at? No, but it's that thing that I've seen one time in the background of a Mario game. They're not good references, in my opinion. The best example of jingling keys that I've ever had for me personally was the Pokemon like gotcha video. It was from like 5-6 years ago. It was like it was a bumper chicken song, and it was a special like 3-4 minute animation of just the entire Pokemon history, basically.
Yeah.
And that is full of references, but every single reference in that animation matters. It's really impactful. It makes you feel something to like your core, and it means something. All the references in the Mario movie, it doesn't give you enough time to appreciate any of the references. And whenever there's a reference to something major, really big in the Mario world, it sits on it for like 2 seconds, and none of the characters acknowledge how big of a deal it is or how impactful it's meant to be. I won't spoil it, but there's something that Mario does at the end of the game regarding a power-up, and it's not spoken about, it's not foreshadowed. Mario isn't shocked that he's able to do it. He uses it like any other power-up, and it's really strange. It's really, really odd, because it's meant to be this big, impactful thing, but because they've spent the entirety of the movie just cramming things down your throat, it doesn't mean anything, and the film doesn't even attempt to make it mean anything. So as a result, like Oliver said, the soulless is the word. Nothing that happens has any impact whatsoever. And that's really sad, because Mario is full of references that could mean something. And I genuinely think the first film, even though I didn't overly enjoy the first film, I think it does that better. I think the references that it has and the big Mario moments that it has are a lot more meaningful in that film, which is what makes it sad. Because like I said, I've just never agreed with this criticism, or not criticism, but this idea that some things you're just meant to openly acknowledge it's gonna be shit. So don't think about it from the perspective of trying to analyze it and dissect it. You should just blindly enjoy it. I don't agree with that. You shouldn't just blindly enjoy something because it's meant to be bad. That's still up to user opinion, and it's still or consumer opinion. And it's based entirely on how they feel about that stuff. I'm happy that on my timeline there's a bunch of adults going to see this movie and saying it is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I don't agree with it, but it's cool. But I also don't think people who go on the timeline and then go, yeah, this film was kind of really bad, and then getting dogpiled and saying, well, you're just an idiot. How can you not see that this is meant to be dog shit and you're meant to just eat it like the slop it is? And it's like, well, I get that it's slop, but I don't need to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't need to enjoy the slop.
But that's just that's just an ongoing issue that's been, especially in like the video game like space. That's just an ongoing issue that's just always going to be there. Sadly,
it's just bizarre.
No, everyone can have an opinion, but no one can have an opinion.
Yeah. And I think it just adds to my whole, at least with this Mario movie, it's just the one thing. And I don't blame Mario for this really, because Mario doesn't have a story, it really doesn't. But just video game adaptations in general, I just hate how so many times they keep getting kind of close to doing something right, and they just for some reason can't. They can't make the landing. I don't know what it is. But TV shows, films regarding games, they just for some reason can't do it. And I don't know what it is. Sonic, in terms of movies, is by far the best attempt at any sort of video game adaptation. And I'm surprised we're 4 films in and we're genuinely seeing quality from them. They're not the best films in the world, but they have like a ton of passion behind them. And the people who are making it clearly care about Sonic as a franchise. But the Sonic films, you can tell that they care about the fans who are watching it. They really cater to the fans who love those games and love that series. The Mario movie, to me, doesn't come across as we're doing this for the fans because we know how much the fans love it. It's just more of a thing of, we're Nintendo. We have all these references and IPs. Let's just put them here, and I'm sure someone's going to look at it and go, oh, that's cool. But again, that's very different. There's a difference between references that mean something and references that are just there to make you point your finger and go, look, it's the thing. And it's sad that people are just willing to, I guess, just accept that as good enough, I guess. Like, that's... Like, this is the best attempt at a Mario movie we're ever going to get, probably. That's the thing, is we're not going to get better than this. This is it. This is the peak of, if your favorite franchise is Mario, this is the best it's going to get. And that is what's sad to me, just because people are so easy to willingly go, this is it. This is the best. And that's all I care about. I don't care about them trying harder. I don't want them to make it better. This is what we get, and I like it. And I just feel like that's a bit sad.
Yeah, the Sonic movies definitely just achieve the balance better. Like, the thing is, like, it's a kids' movie, but adults can watch it to achieve it better. But I think I'd like, just to sum up it, I think Nintendo have actually achieved something here in that they have invented a new genre of movie. Like,
yes,
they have created film slop, and for that is for better or worse. You know what I mean? But like you say, everyone can have their opinion on this. It is fine. You can like it, you can not like it.
I am not mad at anyone who likes the film. Like, after seeing it, even though I don't like it, I can understand why someone could enjoy it. I do fully get that. It's just, it isn't for me. When I'm watching something, I need some semblance of a story, and I need dialogue that is at least kind of funny, kind of well written, just something to latch onto to keep me interested. If everything that's being said is essentially worthless and doesn't really mean anything or impact anything, it's very difficult for me to stay engaged with it. Because what am I here for at that point? Like, genuinely, what am I sitting here for the next 10 minutes for if everything that's being said is going to be irrelevant in the next scene? That's what is difficult for me to comprehend when watching stuff like that, because it does nothing for me. I need something to think about when I'm watching it. And I don't mean like from an artsy perspective. I mean, I literally need to be like, I wonder what's going to happen with this character, or I wonder what this character is going to do. And there's none of that in the Mario movie. So yeah, it's just fun. I'd probably give it like if I was rating it like a 10 scale, I'd probably give it like a 3, I guess, or a 4.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4.
It's just lots of colours. I think I laughed a couple times, which is good.
I think subjectively on first watch I'll give it a 7. Objectively it's like 5-4. And on rewatch it just drop and drop and drop and drop.
But did you have more fun with the first film?
Yes. Yes, I would say the thing. Like, so the issue is, So in terms of like pure nostalgia, Galaxy is probably up there for me. Like all the little musical cues that are in there, all the little noises that Illuma made were lifted directly from the game, and I'm ashamed of myself for saying it, but they just hit really deep. You know what I mean?
No, it does. No, I get that.
Yeah.
But don't you think as well as a Galaxy fan, it was also incredibly underutilized in the film called Mario Galaxy?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like the actual nature of the film, like the actual the theme of the nature of the game, the theme of the game, the point of the game was not in this movie at all. To explore the galaxy, just kind of like bounced around.
Like there was more Odyssey content, honestly, than
why was there any fucking Odyssey content?
Yeah,
that makes
very
no
bizarre.
sense at all. Just focus on
Especially-
yeah.
Especially if you believed if they are going to do another film, the logical step would be Odyssey.
The Super Mario Odyssey movie, yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, it's just very strange.
Yeah. Anyway, Niall, you got any questions, mate?
You know, why do you care? It's a kids' movie. But no further questions.
Classic. Are we doing anything else on this PTR show?
Yeah, let's do the fantasy critic update.
Let's do the fantasy cricket.
That's very brave of you for wanting to do that, considering your score.
Considering your position.
Well, you know, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You forget this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll need to update everyone on the rules as well. That we've
yeah.
it's not really a rule change, but the stuff we've added.
Right, cracking. There we go. Right, so first of all, we'll do an update on the scores. So I am currently sat at 6 with no change. I don't think any of mine's come out. No change for Niall either, who's sat at a very sad 3. Both Lewis and Alex are on 39 if you're talking about rounded up points. I think Alex is just
slightly ahead, yeah.
I'm 0.36 ahead.
0.36 ahead, thanks to Super Meat Boy 3D getting a 3, and then Alex subsequently getting a -3. Did Crimson Desert come out as well? Is that why?
No,
Yeah, but it was already out last time.
Was it?
So
Yeah,
not much of an update. I think Alex really dodged a bullet with that -3 there. That was really good. That was
Considering no one picked any of my games, I have a very few pool of games to choose from.
Yeah, in terms of projected, it's Niall in last with 94, then me 110, Lewis with 126, and Alex is currently projected to win with 128. But obviously, you can see from last time, things have changed. We have added more slots and more counter picks. How often are we going to add to these?
So, Summer Games Fest, we're going to be adding 3 games post Summer Games Fest. We're going to be adding 3 games post Gamescom, which I believe is when we're doing our final counter pick post Gamescom. So that'll be end of August, I believe.
Are we doing one counter pick after Summer Games Fest as well then?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot we got 2 counter picks. And then that'll leave 1 slot, which we will do sometime in November, one of the 2 PTR shows in November. And yeah, there'll be no counter picks from them. So it's like kind of like a free pick where your game won't get a counter pick.
Yeah, it's just a late year pick where stuff is mainly out, or we know it's coming out. And if you want any last second decisions, you can make it then.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. So that's a total of how many games is that total? 15? 15 games total.
yeah.
Up from 10 plus 2 additional counter picks.
To explain, the reason for doing this was we noticed that there is a lot of year left, and we obviously filled up on slots, and there is a lot more to be announced. And it seemed a bit, I guess, uneventful if for the rest of the year we were just sort of waiting for stuff that we've already picked, especially if some really big releases do get announced in the coming months. And then obviously that gives people like Niall, who are a bit low in the ranks right now, it gives them a chance to maybe choose something that is guaranteed to get points, or just again choose something that is likely to score high, or counter pick someone who obviously maybe chooses a potential failure of a game. But I think it's the smart decision. I think it'll keep it a lot more engaging, because otherwise we were just sort of waiting now until the end of the year, and it just seemed a bit pointless, I guess.
Yeah.
If
But
I
this has definitely
picked
fixed things.
no games from now, I would still win.
Get on the made bacon.
I'm genuinely surprised your predicted score is that high. Like actually,
Because all my
shocks
games are
me.
bangers if they come out.
Yeah,
If they come out.
if they come out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's looking more like I will say it's looking likely. Well, actually, I don't know if it is looking likely, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the Persona 4 revival, like in the past couple of days. So I do think you have a good shot of that actually releasing this
Are
year.
you sure that wasn't an April Fool's?
No, it was before April Fool's. Luckily, there's just been a lot of domain and trademark stuff going on.
Yeah, well,
So-
they would have made the decision at this point. So internally, they've got a release date now.
Yeah,
So it's just
January
whether that's
1st.
this year. Yeah, that would be sad.
that will suck. that would be really sad.
Speaking of April Fools, did anybody get got? I got on one thing.
I got on one thing. It wasn't anything to do with video games.
No, mine was to do with Greg's. So it was a Greg's deal, which apparently made all the staff cry, particular Greg's, because on Just Eat it was like 75p for 2 pizzas and a drink,
Yeah.
which could be a Coke. So yeah, but I think it was an April Fool's. I don't actually know if it was.
I
But,
saw that. I thought that was real. Was that an April Fool's?
well, if it is real, I've been April Fool's twice then. But
Because
I'm pretty...
I saw that as well, and it just seemed real enough that it was like, why?
it did come out
April
yesterday,
Fool's?
so
I don't know. I think I saw that as well, but I was literally just. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it up on the screen what I got.
garlic
by.
bread.
Yeah, it's you have to go on me. I have to get rid of that one. So right. Yeah. So this is what this. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate Facebook so much.
It is garbage.
All right.
You have to get rid of your email again.
Yeah, I do. Right. Okay. Right. Stop it. Right. Well, I can't show it then, can I? I just quite simply can't show it. Yeah, I've got no ways to show it. Basically.
Can you not just open that image and
Just right click it. It'll be really low quality, but just,
yeah, right click it and then
Open
open
image to tab. Jesus. Right.
There
There we
told
go.
you,
Yeah.
but-
There we go.
Right, right, okay, yeah. So this is what I got. So it was a video of a food reviewer walking around Iceland, and it was a massive box, like genuinely like that big. He pulled out the freezer, and there was another one in there as well. So he made 2 of these boxes to make it look even more convincing. And it was a Dalek made of garlic bread, and it was a tenner. And I was genuinely thinking, it's like, I need to go get myself a garlic bread, without thinking how the fuck I was going to get it in the oven or anything like that. But yeah, no, he got me.
I think
yeah.
that one's a good April Fool's because that one's just so stupid that I
Yeah.
don't understand why it got you anyway.
I just forgot it was. I just because I forgot it was April. I forgot it was April Fool's. So if a guy's in Iceland pulling stuff out of a freezer, you know what I mean, it's very convincing. And I've seen stupider shit. I have seen stupid. At one point, Iceland was selling a crown made of hash browns. They're calling it the hash crown, unless
Hash crown. Okay, yeah.
unless that was another April Fool's.
It might have been.
That sounds like an April Fool's.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't April 1st, I'd think.
I'll have to look into that again, but yeah, hash crown, I believe it was. But yeah, I don't think we'll update in the draft again. It won't be next PTR
No.
show. It'll be the one after that because there are no games out in the next 2 weeks. It'll be the one after that.
Mouse PI for Hire does come out in exactly 2 weeks, but obviously we won't have the score for that.
We'll have to score for it, so we'll do it. We'll do it in about a month. But unless anyone's got anything else, no.
No, sir.
Cool. Until next time, we shall see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.